Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. You're tuned into Inspirations for Your Life. If you are new here, you're watching us, well, grab your smartphone and launch the camera app pointed over to the QR code. But if you're not watching us and you're listening to us on the podcast, then just go to believemeachieve.com for more of my great creations. All right, everyone. So we have a great show for you tonight. But I do want to thank you guys for popping in. And if you're watching us on the replays, whether that be 5 a.m., 5 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 12 noon, 12 midnight, 10 a.m., 10 p.m., or whenever you decide to watch us, thank you so much for making Inspirations for Your Life a daily part of your day. I really do appreciate that with all my heart. So let's get into our master topic, shall we? All right. By the way, our topic is how to put your whole face into it. We're on series 2, which means we're in our second year, show 22, episode number 6. So let's just dive right in. What am I going to do tomorrow that is going to be crazy? Well, I got news for you. I'm not telling you. I want you to watch. I want you to go to believemeachieve.com tomorrow at 8 a.m. and you'll see what crazy thing I'm going to do. I think it's pretty amazing. And I think you're going to be kind of blown out of your mind a little bit in water of what I'm doing. And I think hopefully it will definitely inspire you. All right. All right. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be something pretty cool. And I think you're going to enjoy it. Impulsive. When we think about put your whole face in it, we think about just do it. We got to think about impulsive. Impulsive meaning that there isn't a lot of thought that goes in. You've made a decision, you're going to do it, you just do it. You don't spend a lot of time because if you keep thinking about it, like you're going to undo what you're going to probably try to do, right? And that could be a problem. That could be a really, really big problem. And the problem is this, ladies and gentlemen. The problem is that you're maybe wondering why something is going a certain way when what you should be doing is figuring out, the next step. And the next step is pretty easy, but being impulsive means that you're going to just do it. Like you're not going to go through a lot of reasons for, trying to do it or not do it. And I think that's probably something that is definitely pretty cool. And I will tell you that when you are impulsive, it has a characteristic to improve the quality of your life, right? And you might say, hey, John, what does it mean to be impulsive? It means you just act. It means you just do it. Okay? It means you just do it. That's what it means. And so thinking more about just do it, we want to talk a little about the inner voice. So the inner voice is oftentimes what gets us to I know that sometimes we hear the inner voice, we don't know what it's saying. So I'll tell you that sometimes we want to be impulsive. We want to listen to our inner voice, but maybe we're scared. Maybe we don't know how we should act. Maybe, right? Maybe. But if we know that acting is something we can do and being part of something, we will strum up the courage to be able to do what we need. Did you do anything now since we started our series last Saturday? I mean, did you just do anything now? And what I mean by that is, did my series this week inspire you to change the way your life is? Hey there, Diggsy. Glad to see you. Great to see you here. I haven't seen you in a long time. We're doing something really crazy tomorrow. Definitely want to check out believemeachieve.com and check out John C. Morley's Serial Entrepreneur, because at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, I'm doing something that is like just nuts. And we've been building up a hype for this week. So the whole week is about how to put your whole face into it, how to just do it, how to be like Nike, which was and still is a very iconic brand. And, when you put the shoes on, you just do it. You just run, you just play, you just do it. And I think people get caught up sometimes in the emotion. Emotions are great, but sometimes they get caught up in a negative emotion and it precludes them from doing something, right? It precludes them from doing something. And if it precludes them from doing something, that could potentially affect the outcome. That could affect whether there's success or whether there's failure. And you've heard me say this before. The only difference between successful people and failure and at the moment is that successful people have just learned how to hang on just a few seconds longer. That's the only difference, ladies and gentlemen, between success and failure. And if you have not quit, you have not failed. Some might say, oh, you failed. No, I haven't. I haven't quit. I'm still going. I'm still trying. And so when we get impulsive, we do something that we might not necessarily do because of a passion we have. Maybe talk to your friends who are like, oh, you should never do that. It's crazy. But that one crazy thing or that one step you take could launch you into a new perspective, a new dimension of life that you didn't even know existed. You didn't even know it existed because you were just seeing everything through a perspective, through a side window. That's what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing everything through a side window. And if you see everything through a side window, then you're not getting the full view of things, right? I will tell you that it has to deal with one thing. It has to deal with the fact that you have to take action for what you believe. And impulsivity is very good because when you're impulsive, you will act in a way that may not necessarily be logical. But because of that, you suddenly get all these inspirations, you get all these different insights that would have never been accessible to you. The best way to think about it is you've heard the phrase before, um, you got to be at the right place at the right time. You got to be at the right place at the right time. I will tell you that when you are someone that is very in your ways, you're going to miss stuff. You're going to miss stuff. And so when I say you're going to miss stuff, you're going to miss stuff. And if you don't get that opportunity, do you know what happens? Your mind's like, I can't do this. And we've said this before. Henry Ford said something really ingenious. If you believe you can't, you're right. But if you believe you can, you are also right. So having impulsivity and being able to use that in a very unique manner, which oftentimes comes from our inner voice. Our inner voice might give us something that gets us to be impulsive because the rational mind, isn't going to have time to step in. It's just going to be like, huh? What'd you do? And by the time the rational mind wakes up and says, what are you doing? It's already done. And the rational mind's like, oh, I guess we did that already. I guess I can't stop you. Right? The RAS, the reticular activating system. And when somebody understands that, they're able to see a side of themselves they didn't know existed. Pretty cool, right? And so if we are able to, how can I say, act impulsively, okay, then I believe that you will know that you've got potential. Let's think about a perspective. Let's say that you want to do something in your life and you suddenly get this inner voice that tells you go do something or go call someone or email someone or go meet someone or go buy something or go do something. And these thoughts that come into our mind, they come to us from higher intelligence. Now, not to get into all that tonight, but being impulsive, embracing the impulsiveness and the inner voice. Now, you might say, John, I don't want to do anything impulsive. I'm not talking about doing something impulsive that's going to harm or hurt anyone. I want to be very clear about that. I'm talking about using your impulsivity and your inner voice to take an action on something that you might be afraid to do. I'm not talking about it hurts anyone. I'm talking that what it will do is it could cause you to be out of your shell. You might say, well, John, I'm not in a shell. Well, maybe you're not in a physical shell, but you're in a virtual shell or somehow because you're not able to take a step. You're not able to take the step. I will tell you that it can be pretty scary for somebody because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know like what's going to go on. And I think people a lot of times they fear what they don't know. But we've learned something a while back that fear is not really fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Let me say that to you again. Fear is nothing more than false evidence, ladies and gentlemen, appearing real. That's what fear is. That's all fear is. And if you let fear monopolize you, then guess what? You've lost. You can't let fear take over you. You have to be the boss of fear. You have to realize that you have so much potential in this life. All right? And when you know this, you are able to go above all your dreams. You're able to create even more than you wanted for yourself. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? You're able to create more than you wanted for yourself. That's what it's about. But you've heard me say before, it's a feeling. So, all right, John, if we do impulse, how do we feel something? Well, you got the feeling. Feelings can come very quickly, and they can cause an impulsive reaction. Have you ever been in a store and maybe you're at the register and suddenly you see these stupid things and you don't really need them, but you decide to buy them? You get this feeling that you want it, and you make the impulse buy. And before your brain has a chance to even say no, you've already bought it and you're out of the store. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am doing something really crazy tomorrow. I hope you tune in. I'm doing it once. BelieveMeAchieve.com on Super Motivational Fridays video, which will be releasing tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'd love to hear your comments and see what you have to say as well, because this is going to be really epic when we talk about the close of how to put your whole face into it. And on Friday night show, I'll definitely go into it, and I'll go into why I'm doing it and why I did it, I should say, because I want people to understand that you have so much freedom. It's other people that take away this freedom because they said, oh, you can't do this. You don't have skills. You don't have this. You don't have that. You don't have all these things. But it's funny. It's not the things that get you what you want. It's the feeling that gets you what you want. So feel it first, manifest it second, feel it now, become it now, and it will manifest on the outside. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this fantastic, amazing evening. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Definitely comment below, tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. Go to my YouTube channel, John Space C Space MRLY Space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or perhaps a savory, delicious dessert plate. Either way, we're going to be so grateful for those pennies and dollars you invest into us. We'll put it to new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content available. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. And remember to check out that crazy thing I'm doing tomorrow at BelieveMeAchieve.com. Just check out John C. Morley's Serial Entrepreneur's channel on the motivational video that releases at 8 a.m. tomorrow, June 2nd. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful night.